Bootcamp 1, Level 7, Test 1. I'm going to go through question 1 to 10 first on this video. Alright? When I'm going through a multiplier to increase an amount by 7%, what single multiplier would you use? Right, 100%, if I did 100 divided by 100 is equal to 1. So the original amount would be equal to 1. If I increase it by 1%, it would become 101%. And the 101 divided by 1 is 1.01. So the multiplier would be 1.01. 102% would be 1.02. So if I increase something by 7%, it becomes 107%, which as a multiplier becomes 1.07. When you decrease, you're taking the percentage away now. So 100 take away 7 is 93. So at 93% as a multiply, 93 divided by 100 is 0.93. Question 3, increase 28 by 7%. I am going to use my multiplier method now. So my multiplier by increasing something by 7%, I just wrote down was 1.07. So because it's 1.07, I'm going to just do 1.07 times 28. And that's the whole idea of a multiplier. Otherwise, you could have just done 7% of 28 and added it on. So all I have to do now using the multiplier is 1.07 times 28 equals 29.96. So if you had worked out 7% with your calculator, that would come up as 1.96, and then you'd have added it on if you had done it the other way. So 28 add 1.96. So if I'm decreasing by 7% now, decreasing, so my multiplier now is 0.93. So this time is 0.93 times 28. So if it was decreasing by 6%, it'd be 0.94. So 0.93 times 28 equals 26.04. Question number 5. 6 times 0.5. Times in by a half. If you think about it, times in by a half. A half of 6 is 3. So half of 6 is 3. So what I got to do now is 6 divided by what is 3? 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the answer to that one is 2. Because when you times in by a half, you're actually dividing by 2. If you times in by a third, you're dividing by 3. If you times in by a quarter, you're dividing by 4. Similarly, 0.1 means 1 over 10. That's 1/10. So 5 divided by 1/10. Well, as I just said, when you're dividing by a tenth, you turn it upside down and multiply it. So you're actually multiplying by 10. So be aware of that, because 0.1 is 1 out of 10. So when you divide by 1 out of 10, when you divide by a fraction, you turn it upside down and multiply it. So it's like 5 times 10 over 1, which is just, so you're multiplying by 10. Okay? Next one, significant figures. Your first significant figure is the first number that's not a naught. So the 1 is the first significant figure. So I'm rounding to that column. That column is in the tens. So because it's in the tens, you round into the nearest 10. So 17 to the nearest 10 is 20. So the answer to that would be 20. Question 9, using a calculator, you would type in exactly what you see on this one. So to open a bracket, it's that button there. And then you got 0.3 times 2.8. Close bracket. And the squared button on the calculator is x squared. And that's equal to 0.7056. See in that question there, I missed one out. So let's go back to the one I missed out. Estimate. When you estimate, you round to one significant figure. So 17, when I round that to one significant figure, you round into the first digit, so it's a tens. So 17 to the nearest 10 would be 20. So I'm 20 times 193 to the nearest one significant figure is the 100 column. So nearest 100, it'd go up to 200. And then 2 times 2 is 4. And then I got 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 20 times 200 is 400. And the last thing, use a calculator to work out.
9 needs to be to 1 decimal place.
Right, okay, thank you. So number 9 needed to be to 1 decimal place. So when I'm rounding to 1 decimal place, it's 1 after the point. So it's either 0.7 or 0.8. So because the next digit is 0, I round down. So the answer to that is 0.7. And number 10, when you're working out calculator questions like this, you put a bracket round the top line, a bracket round the bottom line. And when you're working out now, I would type in exactly what I see. So it's 6 point, open bracket, 6.38. And then it tells me to do plus 4.52. So I've typed in 6.38 plus 4.52. It's close bracket. That line means divide. And then you're doing open bracket 4.71 plus 9.53 close bracket equals. And this one comes up as 0.765. All right, so 0.765 to 1 decimal place now. You round into 1 after the point, so it's either 0.7 or 0.8, so it goes up to 0.8. So be aware that the answer to the number 9 was 0.7, and the answer to number 10 is 0.8.